Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be building on the differences between things that are urgent, our urgent task, and our important task, and things that we see as important. We're continuing the theme, building on learning about learning. For many of us, we've spent a lot of years in school, on and into college, and we can spend a good amount of time in college achieving our different degrees. And throughout all that education, we're absolutely taught an enormous amount of information, but unfortunately, I feel like we're seldomly taught about learning itself, and more importantly, how it can affect us moving forward into our next chapters of our life and as we progress and evolve as we move through our lives. And so, I shared it before, learning is one of our most essential units for progress. And I really feel that this is going to help a lot of us kind of take a step back and evaluate what we see things as, urgent and things as important. So when we first look at urgency, the first thing that pops in my head is now. Get it done now, just do it, slap something together so that you can, have the task completed, check the box, whatever, you want to call it, but just do it as quickly as possible so that it's completed. And if you take a step back and you think about that idea and that state of now, doing it now, it makes us feel rushed and hurried. And when we're in that mindset of having to rush through things, we're not allowing ourselves to really get creative. We're not putting our best foot forward. The real thing that we're focusing our attention around is just getting it done as quickly as possible. And so our quality of work will suffer, and our attachment to the work will suffer because we never allow ourselves to attach ourselves to it because we're just finishing it, checking the box, and moving on to the next urgent task. So that hurried feeling, that rush feeling, I think it pretty much goes hand in hand when we think about things that are urgent in our life. As we slide over to the important things in life, and I feel like it's necessary to say the things that are truly, truly important in our life, that's when we are asking ourselves questions, or maybe someone else is asking us those big, heavy questions that revolve around our purpose, our meaning, where we're going in our lives, how we're moving through our lives. Sometimes thinking about the things that we've done in our past, looking at hindsight. But whatever it is, we're taking that step back. And if you look at how you feel during those situations, and I'm sure you've experienced it a few times, but it allows for this calm feeling, this feeling of being able to take a step back and allow yourself to kind of go into the future and think about how you want your life. You have these visions and ideas of what you want to accomplish, things you want to do with your life, and you have that attachment. You're allowing yourself to get creative. I think that's so important for us to be able to get creative. It allows us to have that attachment to our work and really just have that meaning. We are able to apply pros and cons and risk-benefit analysis and just think about different ideas and really innovate our way into how we want our lives. So as you look at those two definitions and ideas, you see that they're on two different ends of the spectrum. They make us feel two completely different ways. But what I feel we most often do with these two ideas is we marry them. Even though they're complete opposites, we marry them and we try to attach the same meaning of urgency and importance to the task that we're doing in our daily lives. And unfortunately, I feel like that often leads to one of two outcomes. The first is the fact that we're just going to work ourselves until we get burnt out and are just fed up, we're frustrated. We've tried things over and over, we're tired of not having any purpose or meaning. We're tired of feeling rushed, just simply tired. You don't want to keep going in this hyper state of having to do and never being able to allow yourself to reset, get creative, think about the future, and allow yourself to escape the present moment to think about those things. Of course, the present moment is absolutely important, but when we're in that hyperactive state of now, it gets old, and we're going to burn ourselves out to the point that it can really affect our work. We may look at our work differently. It could affect us for a significant amount of time, and then it's kind of like it'll snowball, because then we are upset because we took so much time off, and why didn't I see things so much clearer then? And so you can see it really starts to snowball. And I think the most important thing is that burnout. The second thing, in my opinion, makes the first thing not look so bad. And that, to me, is when the universe stops you. It's when you push yourself and you continue to push yourself to the point that you're not even realizing what you're doing to yourself and the people around you. And then that's when the universe says, okay, you know, I've had enough. And unfortunately, in my career, I've seen, you know, heart attacks, strokes, all these things that come from stress that could be caused by that urgency, that factor of having to do things now, just every day for decades. It can add up to a lot of those significant events in our life. And that's kind of what I mean about the universe stopping us. Cancers, any kind of medical issue, that's when you know the universe is like, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to stop you because you're not going to stop yourself. So that's what I feel like are the two options when we just live in this state of having urgency equal importance. Now, like I was saying, I do feel like there are some moments where urgency is equal to importance, but it's very slim. It's replying to emails or replying to text messages, phone calls, paying your bills. Those things are time sensitive. You don't need to get overly creative with it. A lot of times just making a phone call, returning a phone call, obviously paying your bills is enough to suffice, check the box, and move on to the next month. But again, we just add so many different things to this category that don't belong there. And so for the purpose of this video, I feel for us to shift our mindset into more of the things that are truly, truly important in our lives, to allow us to have that purpose, to know what we're doing and why we're doing it, and again, learning about why we're doing stuff, and moving forward about how, why, when, and what we're doing, okay? And there's two things that I want to point out that I feel really hinder us from being able to accept the idea of this importance. You know, like I was saying before, we get stuck in that mindset of having to do stuff now. And I feel a large part of that is because of our society. You know, if you go back 100 years from now and you think that how much energy they would have to put into finding a single answer or an option to a situation, they would have to, read through books, talk to friends, and all of this stuff took time. They didn't have telephones like we do now, or cell phones, the internet. And, now I can go from researching the planets to researching gardening to researching cars, all within 5 minutes, getting information from probably the most educated people in that field, through the searches. And so again, it's just a vast amount of information that we're just always feeling like we need to, go. And I feel like one of the solutions to this is us being able to build a foundation and know who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. A lot of my videos pertain to a lot of this. I actually have my Head Start program going to be released soon that helps us build this foundation. And if you think about the foundation, just think about a house. It's the first thing that's built, and there's special attention to it to make sure that it's done correctly, because everything moving forward from that point is going to be contingent on how well that foundation is built. So if you want to build this giant empire, or you want to have just solid relationships in your life, whatever it is that you want in your life, having this foundation is probably one of the most important things that you can do. So I think by us not having that foundational point in our lives, that's one of the hindrances that we have from seeing and being able to differentiate the things that are important versus the things that are urgent. Now, the second thing requires us to develop some skills, to allow ourselves the time to develop those skills. Another thing that with this fast-paced society, we don't take the time to realize how fast we're going and how much time we're not allowing ourselves to develop ourselves until we're completely unhappy and one of those two events happen. So the two things that I feel really take some time to develop and build and are important when thinking about this idea of differentiating between urgency and importance are willpower and self-discipline. And you can read books, you can look at seminars, go to webinars, videos like this. There's so much information out there. Again, when you take in that information, allow yourself to take the time, go for a walk, garden, do whatever it is that's going to allow you to escape the technological world and the fast-paced world, whatever your happy place is, and allow yourself to absorb that information. Not just read it, hear it, see it, but to absorb it. Think about it and how it applies to you and your life and what you can do moving forward with that applied knowledge. Alright, so those are the differences that I feel really make the difference between things that are urgent and things that are important. It's very easy for us to try to marry them and make it feel that things are both equally urgent and important, but you can see they have their own identities, they have their own places, and when we can really start to isolate them and allow them to be in their own places, we can really capitalize and use them in their respective positions to their full potential and power, especially when we're talking about things that are truly important in our lives. I think when we spend more time in this area of our life, we're able to really first develop that foundation like I explained. Really excited about that Head Start program that I have coming out for you guys. It's going to be a huge resource for you guys to get started. If you're feeling stuck, you don't know where to go, or you feel like your foundation has some holes in it, this is a really good way for us to bulletproof it, make it as strong as possible so you can build that empire, whatever it is that you want in your life, to move forward, if it's relationships, finances, just overall purpose in your life. Starting with your foundation is the most important place, and my Head Start program is going to definitely help. So look forward to that. I also have my ebook coming out. I spent a lot of time on it, trying to give you guys all the information I had in my arsenal and my toolbox. I also reached out to a couple of people that I had around me that are mentors of mine to help put in some extra information so that you guys have everything you need when going to work with a mentor. Everything from who your mentor should be to what you should be doing to help prepare yourself when going to work with a mentor, and on and on. You can catch the rest of it in the ebook. I have it on my website, jrsinspires.com. Again, jrsinspires.com. But other than that, guys, that's all the time I'm going to take for today. I thank you for your time, like always. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you like this channel and the stuff we're doing, hit that subscribe button down below. And don't be scared to add your comments down below. I'm really actually looking forward to it. I would like to know about the important things that you're adding into your life and how you feel it's going to help you moving forward. And as this video stays on, I'm sure you guys can start to update it and really show us your progress on, making that difference between things that are urgent and things that are truly, truly important. So until next time, guys, I'm Jonathan. I'm signing off. Peace.